Say that Crash Royale is a game that has spent over, well, I pretty much play every single fucking day, and I have spent over $1 billion on. Actually, not really. I have only spent over fucking $70 on, but still. Now, before I start this video, I just want to say this is a game that even though I fucking play every single fucking day of my fucking life, I wouldn't recommend it to you if you are not that well with money right now, because this game will make you buy everything in it. I mean, seriously, especially when you get to the high arenas, everybody starts using legendary cards. It's like you need to have one, and right now I have 3 legendaries, and every single one of them I had to fucking pay for. So trust me when I freaking tell you that this is a game that will make you buy stuff for it. No matter if you're the fucking most safe, I don't know, if you're a fucking person that goes with money and shit, you will spend money on this fucking game eventually. So yeah, with that said, let's get to the actual video itself. There's my top 5 Clash Royale cards. So yeah, now I just want to say, your favorite card is not on this video. Well, it's not on this fucking video, and I just don't like it enough to put it on here. So yeah. Now, with all that said, my name is fucking Mystic Hog, and let's get this video started. For number 1 is the almighty Log. Now, the Log was the first legendary card that I got, and to be fair, at that point I was in a Log hype train where people were saying the Log is the best fucking shit ever, and it was the next fucking Polar, okay? It was the next fucking big card that I was gonna be using, and pretty much it's really fucking useful. I mean, it only works on grounder troops, and it really just pushes them back, but when you don't have a solid counter to a certain ground horror, and you just want to push back a card so you can have enough time to defend it, or if you're about to get fucking killed, but a log could actually save your fucking game, a log is pretty damn fucking useful. Is it the most useful card in the game? Hell no. Is there a card that only works in certain occasions? Yes. But is there a card that can overall work for you? Yes. So do I think the log is one of the best cards in the game? Well, it's in this fucking video, so yes. And overall, if you don't like the log, well, then you don't love the log. And if you don't love logs, can you really love life? I mean, I met this guy who didn't like the log, and just to say he was in prison, okay? He was in prison. He punches a dog in the freaking face, and he didn't like the log, so yeah, just saying, bruh. Now, then we got the Witch. Now, the main reason the Witch isn't higher on this list is mainly because, well, it can't really do much on its own. The Witch is a card you mostly use behind a giant or a P.E.K.K.A. or a big tank to protect it from aerial troops and horse. That's why you use a card like the Witch, and I feel like that's when you can get most use out of the Witch. But alone is not really a card that can actually do something. The Log can be a big card alone, and other cards in this list could be useful alone and nowhere on any other cards. But the Witch needs another card to actually be good with it, as to be fair, it's a card you put again behind a tank or something like that. So you can't really use it alone. Yes, you can use it to defend a little bit, but it really won't get you that much going without a tank or a solid backup card. Well, also goes for many cards in the game, but they're just cards you can get, major use from alone. You can get some good use from them alone, into which, unless providing a little defense, it just isn't one of those cards unless you put it behind a tank or a big troop. So yeah, if you're not using a witch behind a tank, you'll probably use it to defend. So yeah, that's why I think the Witch is such a good card. And for a while I had a pretty good run going with a giant Witch deck that actually worked pretty well for me. So yeah. We have the Inferno Dragon. The Inferno Dragon was my second legendary card, and I can actually say that for about the first month that I had it, it was in practically all of my decks. I don't use it as much now, but it was a really good legendary card, as it was the same thing as an Inferno Tower, but it could move, meaning it could attack arena towers doing incredible damage. If an Inferno Dragon locked down to an arena tower with full health, that tower was practically gone. And the fact that it can destroy tanks and also move, so it's practically like a moving Inferno Tower. It's not as strong as an Inferno Tower, as it's a little bit weaker than it, but it still provides incredible use. You can use it to destroy giant. It's cheaper than Inferno Tower, so you can use it to destroy golems, pekkas, giants, things that will need an Inferno Tower for, but you don't need the Inferno Tower because you have it. And it's 1 elixir cheaper. Also, you can use it to destroy lava hounds and things like that. In the current meta where a lot of people use lava hound and with Inferno Dragon, you might want to use an Inferno Dragon. It can also be good on the offense, but to use it on the offense, you really need to have a backup for it, or send it in at a time where your opponent has no counter. Hog Rider has to be by far one of my most used cards. Since the moment I got the Hog Rider, it's probably been on about 99% of my decks. Seriously, almost all my decks feature the Hog Rider because I just use it so much. You can get it used on the Hog Rider with any deck, as it can provide you with a good card to finish up an attack, or just to finish off a tower, as it can go directly for the tower. It takes a little bit of damage and is faster than any other tank in the game. It also only costs 4 elixir and can do pretty good damage. Now, I mostly use Hog Rider Psycho decks. Those are my shit. And even though I do use some other decks from one in a while here and there, even when I use a deck that's not a Hog Rider Psycho deck, I find myself using the Hog Rider in that deck as well. The Hog Rider is just a card I could get so much use for, and I practically put in any of my decks. So yeah, the Hog Rider is practically my fucking favorite card in the game, especially when he screams out fucking Hog Rider. That was fucking retarded as hell. I should drink some fucking bleach. Well, let's move on to number 1. Now, the only card I have think ever in my life I have used more than the Hog Rider is T-Sap. Hands down, T-Sap is the card that I have probably used more than anything in the game. It costs 2 elixir, it does a little stun, it can be used in practically any situation, it just has so much use for it. I think it's actually been on 100% of my decks since I got it. No fucking joke. I've been a person who's not really that big into using arrows or fireball, but somehow this sap has managed to peek and sway into every single one of my fucking decks, and I just don't get how I can use this card that much. Originally I had the Hog Rider at the number 1 spot, but seriously, I used the sap so fucking much. It's just really unfucking real. I mean, it's just fucking unreal how much I use that shit. And to be fair, the use that you can get from the sap one is just a 2 elixir card that barely does anything but does so much at the same time. It's just incredible. And it's probably my most used and favorite card to use in the game. So my name is Mr. Hog, and well, hope you enjoyed this piece of shit video I pulled for you.